lecture where we are going to continue from the last lecture where we had discussed the theoretical part of the project management. Now in this lecture we are going to learn how to construct a network diagram, which is the most important part for the completion of project management analysis. Either it is CPM or PERT. Both in the case you have to first construct the network diagram. So let's begin. So over here the problem 1 is saying that an assembly of an electrical bus bar as follows. Construct the network diagram for the assembly of electrical bus bar. So over here we have to construct a network diagram for the assembly of electrical bus bar. Over here a table has been given to us where an activity A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up till H has been given. With the activity, the descriptions of the activity is given. For an example, for A, open job order. B, get copper material. C, get hardware and consumable material. D, cutting of copper material. E, bending of copper pieces. F, deburring process on copper piece. G, polish the copper piece. And H, testing of bus bar. So you can see the activities are given. Always remember, it does not necessity to draw a diagram. You need a description. All you need is an activity. So even in the subject chapter also, you are going to focus on the activity. You are not going to go to see the description. This description is only for the first of the understanding that we are talking about such kind of an activity whenever we include certain numericals. The predecessor activities are also given for the activity over here. Like we say, predecessor, as we see in the definition, predecessor is one activity which does not allow the another activity to start until it is complete. Okay. So let's begin to draw the network diagram. So for the above problem, the network diagram, first step you have to do is always you have to see where in the predecessor activity there is a slash given. Okay, that means that activity has no activity before it. That means for an example over here, activity A has a predecessor activity slash. That means there is no activity before A. A is going to be the first activity. So if we start our network diagram, first you have to draw is an event, that is time. Okay, for an example, open job order is given at 10 AM. So this node will give a time AM. Now you have to draw activity A. So draw activity A with the end of event. Now over here, this is your tail, this is your head, and activity A over here. Okay, so this becomes I, this becomes J, starting and ending. Very simple like that. Now let's see activity B. So activity B has a predecessor A. So that means after this completion, the activity will B come out. So activity B will come out and end at the node 3. You can see there is a thing, as we say law, from you always have to go from left to right. We are going from left to right and increasing in the order of the event. Now C. For C also it is coming out of A. So out of A we will draw C, that is 4th. Now D1, it is coming from B. So from here we will draw our D activity for 5 event. Now E. E is coming from D. So we will draw this E from the D. Now F. F is coming from E. So we will draw F coming from E. Now for G, F and C is common, but there is no interrelation with this thing. Okay, because it is coming from the same event, we cannot directly connect this activity, otherwise it will be wrong. Okay, so over here the one activity will also come into action, that is dummy activity. You can see, as we had talked, that if you draw a line like this and show that it's indicating dummy activity. So if I join this and see F over here, that it means that G is coming out of F and C like this way. F is connected to C. So this is how G is coming out. Now the H is coming from G, so H is coming from J. So you see, from the starting to end, we are increasing the event and we are maintaining from left to right, and in the process we are always seeing that if some activities are coming out, how we can interrelated with the dummy activity. Okay, now let's see the next numerical. Draw the network diagram which has the following activity and predation relationship. Over here also your activity and predecessor has given. Like I say, description doesn't matter. It's not necessary that description is provided to you. Okay, so let's solve diagram or draw network diagram for this problem. Now activity is given to you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Okay, up to K. Predecessor activities for all the above activities given to you. Now, like we say before starting, always you have to remember, see where the SAS is given to you. So over here A and B are the two activities before no activity is there. Okay, so I will draw A from this event 1 and draw B also from this, because this from these two activities there is no before activity is there. Okay, always remember. Now from C is coming from A, so we will draw C over here. D is coming from B, so B draw here. E is coming from C, so we will draw E here. F is also coming from C, so we will draw here. G coming from D, it is drawn over here. Now the question is, why we had interrelated this two thing? If G is coming from D, why we are not given arrow and taken as an 8? Because I had seen that F and G has going to be interrelated in the future. Okay, so if I draw this and I have to observe these things also. Okay, so when I observe this, it is going to be F and G together. So that is why I had put directly to the 7, not putting the 8th node. Now H is coming from D, so let's draw over here. Now I is coming from E and F. Now you can see there is no connectivity between them, and you cannot connect there because it is coming from the same node. So you can put a dummy activity over here and then you can draw an I. Now J is coming from F and G. Now once again H and J has an common part, so let's put a dummy activity over here and let's take K out of it. Okay, so this is how the network diagram is drawn. Now for one more time, let's see our numerical number 3. If this thing has been given to you, there is one thing you have to remember. When the numerical is given to you, that draw network diagram for relationship of activities, you have to see that A lesser than B, C, D, G. Then you have to remember that this means that B, C, D and G can only be started after completion of A. Okay, while when you see C and D lesser than E, so this will means that if this thing is happening, it will be meaning that E is going to come out of C and D. Okay, while over here B, C, D is coming out of A. Okay, so let's first draw our table over here like this way in solution, that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I up till I has been given to you. Okay, for over here A is the beginning because there is no sign where A has been given to you before any. So A will be the first thing. Now B, C, D and G is coming from A. We can see over here from this equation. So we draw that. Now C and D, E is coming from C and D. F is coming from B and E over here. Then H is coming from B and this I is coming from F, G, H. Okay. So let's start. Once again, draw the network diagram. Over here, see there is one only, which has no predecessor. So let's draw A. Now B is coming from A, C is coming from A, D is coming from A. Okay. Now you can see E is coming from C and D. C and D. So how we will do? D is remaining over here. Now E is coming from C and D. So C and D, that means dummy activity you have to put over here. F is coming from B and E. Okay. Now where is E? So E is going to come out from here. Now F is going to come from B and E. So we have to connect this to dummy activity. Now G is coming from A. That is drawn already. Now H is coming from B. So over here H is okay. F was remaining, so it has been drawn. Now the H was coming from B, so it is going to be H coming out of B. Then I is coming from F, G, H. F and H is matched, G is not. So let's put dummy activity over here, and finally we put the I coming from F, G, H. Okay, so this is how, guys, you can draw the network diagram. Okay, if you had any question or query, please write in the comment section. I would love to answer that. See you in the next lecture, where we will continue our network diagram chapter for the CPM method, that is critical path method, from this end section. Okay, thank you very much.